again, everyone. Welcome to day 3 of our RAIN curriculum. So today we're going to be making Play-Doh, and then I will be going over a few different ways to use it for fine motor development. So let's get started. All you're gonna need, so the recipe that I found online made a lot of Play-Doh, so I quartered it. You can make even less if you want, or you might already have some Play-Doh around. I also am going to be using blue food coloring, but I know that not everybody has food coloring. I had to order it, so just normal Play-Doh is fine. They really, they'll understand the concept of what we're doing. So you're just going to need flour, salt, cream of tartar, some water, and some cooking oil. So it says I'm going to put half a cup of flour in. And when you're done, you can store this right in the fridge and it'll stay good for a while. It'll stay like easily pliable. So there's half a cup of flour. So when I quartered the recipe, it says 3/16 of a cup of salt, but with Play-Doh, pretty much there can never be too much salt. It helps keep it at the right consistency, so I'm gonna say that's probably what 3/16 would be. We can add more if it's not enough. And then 1 teaspoon cream of tartar. Whoop. All right, 1 teaspoon cream of tartar. And then mix it all together. So I'm just gonna mix it with my teaspoon measurement. And then I'm going to add the lukewarm water. Let me just go grab that. So here is the half a cup of lukewarm water, and then half a tablespoon of cooking oil. So I'm going to put the cooking oil in first. In my experience with making Play-Doh, it's okay to go a little bit lighter on the water, because I usually end up having to add more flour anyway. Alright, and then I'm going to mix that all up and then add the food coloring after. So let's just mix that up. So when it's done, it won't be super watery and it won't be super sticky. I mean, we all know what Play-Doh feels like. It'll feel a little bit stickier than normal Play-Doh because it's hard to get it exactly right. But just keep adding more flour and more water as needed. And you can also half my recipe again. It makes a lot of Play-Doh, and I know like flour and stuff is a little bit harder to come by right now. So, you know. And then I'm gonna add the blue food coloring. So I'm just gonna put 6 drops. We'll see if that's enough. And this is totally safe for them to eat. I wouldn't like encourage them to eat it, but if they get some in their mouth, it's fine because it's just, you know, like normal food stuff. And this is something that they can help you do, mushing the color in. So you could even put this Play-Doh in front of them and then add the food coloring and encourage them to squish it with their hands if they're big enough to be able to do that. While I'm adding the food coloring, this is going to be a good time for me to go over the different bells with you. So let me just pull those up. All right. So for today, we're going to be going over 2 bells again. So the first one is Creative Arts and Expression. I think we did this one last week also, but it's one that I really like to do, especially because most of the activities in the infant room are so sensory focused. So it is Element 1, Visual Arts, Goal 1, children create art using a variety of tools and art media to express their ideas, feelings, creativity, and develop appreciation of the art created by others. And so the indicator 3 for infants that I'm using is hold, touch, and experience different textures of objects. It's a lot of wording, but it pretty much just means that they're feeling different sensory objects. So this is going to be a sticky one for them. One of the things that I have for us to be doing with this Play-Doh is to split it in half, or split like the smallest chunk off, whatever you are willing to sacrifice, and add water to it and have them experience like mushing in more water to it and seeing how it gets liquidy, kind of like with the rain. And you can use the same bucket or method that you used yesterday with the water play. And then for our second vel that we'll be looking at is a mathematics one. Element 3, measurement, classification, and data. Goal 1, children develop awareness of the differences of the objects and learn to sort, compare, and classify objects by their attributes and properties. They also develop rudimentary sense of time based mostly on common routines, which is so much wording, but for the infants, it's a little bit easier to understand once you look at the indicator. So the indicator that I chose to do for this activity is use body in a way that corresponds to size of object. Example, pincer grasp with small objects. So what I would encourage you to do with them to incorporate this vel into it is to split the Play-Doh off into bigger or smaller chunks. So hand them a big chunk like this. I don't know if you can see it. Hand them a big chunk like this and have them pick it up with their whole hand. And then take off little bits like this and just roll them up really small and try to give them a bunch of really small ones all together in front of them and encourage them to pick them up. So this is the pincer grasp. I'm so sorry that my hand is all blue. The pincer grasp is just doing this with their hands, so picking things up like that. It's a really good fine motor skill for them to develop. So that's definitely something that you could work on with this activity. All right, I hope you guys have fun with that one, and I will see you tomorrow for the next rain activity. Bye.